Hi everyone, I'm Alma Pratiwi and my last student number is 25. I am a student of English Education Department UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. So, in this video, I will tell you my summarized reviews of my articles. So yeah, in this video, I will review 10 articles that I have read before. Then, in the next slide, I will show and explain you those 10 articles one by one. Well, before that, let me tell you first that the big theme of the articles that I work on was about the benefits of applying role-play for students in language learning. So guys, let me start the first article. Okay, hi guys, so let's start with the first article. The title from the first article is Role-Play, a Teaching Strategy for Psychiatry Students, Comparative Perspective versus Traditional Teaching by Tabassum Alfi, Nusrat Zarin, and Saira Farhan. So, the purpose from this first article is to comparing methodology of teaching between using role-play versus using traditional teaching for psychiatry students to know the better way in method of teaching. While this article has the result, and the result is remained inconclusive regarding a single teaching strategy preferred by the students benefiting their learning process. However, a combination of traditional and advanced methods is expected to improve learning outcomes. The role of teachers may be enhanced and focus on teachers' training may be sharpened to further improve the medical education purposes. So now I'm gonna tell you the title of the second article. So the title of the second article is A Role-Playing Game as a Means of Effective Professional English Teaching, and the writers are Ilona Kostikova, Lyudmila Holubinka, and their friends. Well, the purpose of this second article is mastering the English language helps to deepen knowledge in the field of professional activity, so that the teachers hope that the university graduates must be fluent in English. Therefore, the purpose of this research is to analyze the efficiency of role-playing games at legal English classes for development English fluency and skills. Well, the result of this article is the authors agree with the scientists about the effectiveness of role-playing games. They stress that such games really have positive impact on students' motivation, satisfaction, and interest to learning foreign languages. In conclusion, role-playing games can improve the language. So now we are going to discuss the third article. So the title of this third article is Communicative Language Teaching, or it's called usually CLT, through role-play and task-based interaction by Kartini Rahmatillah. Well, the purpose of this third article is the first one, whether communicative language teaching or CLT through role-play and task-based interaction best implemented in the English learning process in STIE Madani Balikpapan. So the second, it has the purpose also to prove whether this method can improve students' English skill based on the TOEFL score. And at last, it also has the purpose to find out students' perceptions about the implementation of communicative language teaching, or CLT. Well, the result of this third article are, first, the conclusion is that CLT approach through the use of role-play and test-based. The second, instructions is the best way for students to learn English, which enhance students mainly. The third, to communicate more, not only in the individual assignment, but also in pair and whole. And the fourth, class assignment, role-play performance, and test-based instruction really help students. So the last or the fifth, to learn English without feeling stressed to remember grammar. So yeah, maybe that's all from this third article. So we are going to discuss the fourth article. Then the title of this fourth article is Exploring Perceptions of Role-Play Activities English as a Second Language or ESL in Classrooms by Nur Syuhada Zakaria, Nur Hanim Rahmat, and their friends. Well, the purpose of this fourth article is the first. The authors want to show that role-play can be so fun if learners do not have to worry about the dialogue. So it can help learners to enjoy the lessons of communicating their peers. And the second, the authors also want to show that role-play can bring many benefits to the learners, such as it allows the acquisitions of meaningful and fluent interaction among learners in the target language, and so on. Well, this fourth article has the result. So the result of this article is the authors claim that role-play activities can be beneficial to both male and female learners. From this research, it can be seen that role-play activities help learners communicate in English, practice conversational skills in real-life situations, make decisions, as well as think beyond the classroom setting. Role-play can be used to teach more than just language and also communicating skill. Okay. So now we are going to the fifth article. Okay, so the title for this fifth article is Using Role-Play Activities in ESP Situations to Improve English Speaking Skills for Students at Border Guard Academy. It is written by Nguyen Tan Mai, Nguyen Tu Han, and Huang Quoch Kan. Well, the purpose of this fifth article to examine the cadets' attitudes towards using role-play activities in teaching and learning English speaking skill. And the purpose is also to investigate to which extent the speaking skill of the cadets of BGA can be improved through using role-play activities. So, the result of this article shows that the cadets enjoyed performing conversations through role-play activities in front of the class. They become more confident, active, creative, and actively involved in teaching and learning process. They were relaxed and enjoyable during the conversation. As the conclusion, using role-play activities in learning in speaking lessons is really an effective teaching technique which should be widely encouraged and exploited in teaching and learning English speaking skill. Now we are going to the sixth article. Well, the title of this sixth article is The Effectiveness of Role-Play Method Towards Students' Motivation in English Conversation by Sam Sieber and Wahyudin Naro. Well, the purpose of this sixth article is to find out the effectiveness of role-play method towards students' motivation in English conversation for the first grade students at MTS As-Saadia. Well, the result from this article that the authors got from this research is that teaching English conversation through role-play technique to the first grade students in MTSN 49 Bola Aserai Blawa was effective. It can be seen from the significant students' improvement because of the motivation from the pre-test and post-study they did. As the conclusion, the authors claim that role-play method towards students' motivation in English conversation is really effective and also helpful. We are going to discuss the seventh article. So, the title of the 7th article is Effectiveness of Roleplay in Improving Speaking Skill by Dinot Neopent. Well, the purpose of this 7th article is to find out the effectiveness of a roleplay technique in improving speaking skill in English. The author wants to know how helpful this method to improve students' speaking skill. So, the result from this article is that roleplay is really an effective method to develop students' speaking skill. The result shows that roleplay has more effective function than the traditional technique. It can be generalized that roleplay method improves the learner's speaking skill for sure. Now we are going to discuss the 8th article. Well, the title of this 8th article is Teaching Agile Methodology Through Role-Playing, What to Expect and What to Watch Out by Rex Bringula, Reynalyn Allen, and friends. Well, the purpose of this research is to determine the realities exhibited during role-playing activities for teaching agile methodology or AM. Well, the result of this research is that through role-playing, students learn the processes, value, usage, and characteristic of EM. It was also shown that students like the activity because of the following reasons. First, they could share what they learn and their talents. Second, that they could learn from the different insights of their classmates. As a result, this role-playing activity is appropriate to teaching agile methodology. Next article is the 9th article. The title of this article is Strengthening English Language Teaching in Rural School Through the Role-Playing. Teachers' Motivations by Liz Castro and Johnny Villaverde. Okay, so the purpose of this article is that the authors wanted to examine the English language teacher's motivation related to the usage of role-play activity on English language practice in rural secondary school in Ecuador. Well, the result of this article, is both rural and urban teachers, being male or female, people are well motivated to use role-play on their practices. It is because that it not only helps students to develop their speaking skill, but also their attitudes to communicate their ideas and feelings for foreign languages. Finally, we arrived in the end of this article. We arrived in the last article, that's the 10th article. So, the title of this last article is The Effect of Role-Play and Simulation Approach on Enhancing ESL Oral Communication Skills by Nurul Ajlea and Nuraini Ma'ruf. Well, the purpose of this article is to know the impact of role-playing and simulation on Malaysian Polytechnic Engineering students' ESL oral communication abilities, which was explored in the study. Okay, so the result from this article is that after being exposed to the role-play and simulation technique in ESL oral communication skill sessions, students fared better in the post-test than in the pre-test. As the conclusion, the authors claimed that using a role-play and simulation technique to improve students' ESL oral communication abilities could be viable option because it has many positive effects on enhancing ESL oral communication skill among Malaysian Polytechnic Engineering students. Well, finally guys, we arrive in the end of this video. That's the conclusion. So guys, I will conclude the conclusion from those 10 articles. Well, I can conclude that, as I have mentioned in the first of the video, that the big theme of the articles that I reviewed were about the benefits of applying roleplay for the students in language learning. So yeah, from the explanation that I did last time, we can clearly see that roleplay is very beneficial in enhancing students' English as the second language, especially for their speaking skill. From the various articles that I have explained before, we also can clearly see that those articles produce the same result. That is the positive effects that students can get from doing and applying the roleplay activity in their classroom. So, as the result, the final conclusion shows that roleplay activity can help students a lot in improving their English, especially in enhancing their speaking skill. So guys, maybe that's all what I can deliver. I hope you can understand and get new insight. Well, yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you can understand and enjoy the video. So, goodbye guys. See you again in another video. Bye!